Okay, so I appreciate everyone coming out tonight. You should be able to see my screen. If not, you can come off mute and let me know. So this is top 10 things for a new Toastmaster to do. This is a version of the new member orientation. This has been a pet project for myself over the past couple of years. And, I've refined it. I like it, but I do welcome any feedback. If you want to email me afterwards, I am open because I really think there's a place for this. And this is something we want to have strong going forward. So a couple of preliminary things. Notice a recording. This is going to be recorded. It is most likely going to be put on YouTube at some point. So if you don't wish to be shown, please leave your camera off. If you don't want your name shown, you can change your name to a pseudonym. And like I said before, there'll be an opportunity to answer questions both before and after I start the recording. So whatever makes you comfortable with that. I always start off my Toastmasters trainings with the Toastmaster vision and the club mission. So Toastmasters International mission is we empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. That is why Toastmasters International is in business. We want to help people become better speakers and also better leaders. The two go hand in hand. To be a strong leader, you have to have excellent communication skills. And if you're speaking, if you're communicating, it's generally because you want somebody to do something. You want to lead them. The club mission, and this is probably the most important one to you, is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. This club should be your safe space where you can feel comfortable to get outside of your comfort zone. This is the way you should feel at every meeting. If you're not feeling that way, discuss it with the club leadership. Then lastly, the Toastmasters International core values. They are integrity, respect, service, and excellence. As you go through your Toastmasters journey, keep all these core values in mind. One of the comments I've gotten over the years is, why don't they use the acronym RISE? It's built in, it's very memorable, it fits with their mission statement. It's because they wanted integrity to be first, because without integrity, nothing else matters. Okay. Next is the Toastmasters Promise. Those of you who have signed your membership application, you sent your membership application in, you signed this Toastmasters Promise. Most people treat this like a term and conditions where, okay, I'll sign it and don't pay any attention to this. So through these trainings, I've been trying to reinstill and work with the clubs to make sure that we point out that there is a Toastmasters Promise that you agree to. So I'm just going to go over this quickly. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all my speeches and leadership projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, currently Pathways, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members and with helpful and constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so. I will be discussing this later in my presentation. To bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits a Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules of all Toastmasters education and recognition programs, and to maintain honest and highly ethical standards during conduct of all Toastmasters activities. So now we're going to get into the guts of the presentation. First of all, why people join Toastmasters. Over the years, I've learned Everybody joins Toastmasters for their own reasons. Everybody stays for their own reasons. And in a lot of cases, they're different reasons. But number one is build confidence for public speaking. And that could just be anything from you have to give a toast at a wedding coming up and you've never done anything like that, to you've just got a new promotion at work. And now all of a sudden, instead of just pushing paper, now you have to give presentations. You have no idea how to do it. Or you had to give a presentation and it did not go well. Your boss said, yeah, you should check out Toastmasters. Whatever that is, that's fine. Become a more effective speaker. While a lot of people join to get over their fear of public speaking, I've known many people who were good public speakers, but they wanted to challenge themselves because they felt they could be better. This gives people an opportunity to practice and develop the skills. Improve my presentation skills, improve my leadership skills. While most people do join Toastmasters to increase their communication skills, I have personally experienced how it's improved leadership skills. It gives you the confidence to lead groups. This country and all companies is in strong, desperate need of leaders. They need people to step up and says, yes, I will take charge. Meet my professional goals. You got a new promotion or you're looking for a promotion, Toastmasters helps you achieve those goals. Increase my fluency in a language. We have a large number of people who English is not their primary language. They come here because they can develop their English skills and improve it in a safe, supportive environment where they're not being judged. And then network with others and build social connections. While it's not the primary focus of Toastmasters, I have numerous accounts of people who have made professional connections leading to new jobs, new contracts, personal things where they've made lifelong friends, and in some cases met their future spouse through Toastmasters. So why you join? It's up to you. Okay, number one on the top 10 list is set goals. When you join Toastmasters, as I said in the first slide, you join for your reasons. Keep them in mind while you're setting your goals. What do you want to accomplish out of Toastmasters? Are you looking to practice for a presentation coming up? You developing, long-term skills? Determine that. Write your goals down. It's being shown psychologically by writing your goals down, not typing into your computer, not saying them into your phone, but actually taking an old-fashioned pencil and pen and writing it on paper and keeping it somewhere. And determine how, what you want your goals to be. You're more likely to hit them. But share your goals. When you joined, there's a team of officers at the club. They're there to help you reach your goals. But in order to help you reach your goals, they need to know what your goals are. So meet with them. Meet with the Vice President of Education. Meet with a mentor and help them outline your goals and develop a plan on how to reach them, whatever they are and whatever time frame you're looking at. That leads me to number two. Get a mentor or make a Toastmaster friend. If you're in a club with a number of long-term members, and by long-term, I mean a year or more, ask for a mentor. Ask for somebody to help you. Somebody who has given their icebreaker, somebody who knows how you feel, somebody who has done the system and they've seen the benefits of it. The one thing that I've heard people are resistant to get mentors is, well, I don't want to take up their time. I don't want to bother them. No, if somebody's volunteering to be a mentor, it's because they want to do it. They've seen the benefits of Toastmasters, and it is part of their Toastmasters promise to return the favor and help the next generation come in. In turn, when you meet your goals as you're working through confidence, you're going to help the newer members. there are a lot of clubs that may not have a lot of mentors. Make a Toastmasters friend. Get an accountability buddy. Bounce ideas off. Hold each other's hands. You're more likely to succeed when you make a friend and you have somebody who's going to hold you accountable. When you're looking out, giving your icebreaker speech, you see a friendly face, somebody you speak to regularly, it's going to make the process go a lot easier. Number 3, check out the Toastmasters International website. When you joined, you gave your application to most likely a vice president membership, sometimes the treasurer, whoever you gave it to, entered your information in Toastmasters International. And when they processed the payment, you should have received an email from Toastmasters International, welcoming you and inviting you to sign up on their website. Email's easy. It's Toastmasters, or the website's easy. It's toastmasters.org. Set up a login. That is going to be where you're going to find the bulk of your information, including pathways. With that. So if you did not receive the email, check, make sure they did process your application. Also confirm that the email did not go to spam, and that the person who entered with the right email address. A lot of times where you may have an L in your name, they may do it as a 1, vice versa. They may have misspelled your name. So always check and get that login correct. But on the Toastmasters International website, there is more resources than you can look at in a lifetime. There are meeting role guides, whether you're going to be the counter, grammarian, timer, speaker. There are meeting role guides on there. But there's also resources in any aspect of communication. Spend a rainy afternoon just checking it out under the resources page. Just fool around. I'm going to give you a little bit of a hack in a moment to how to get to the best of. The Toastmasters International magazine comes out monthly, has some feature articles on people who have benefited from Toastmasters, and also some tips on how you can improve your speaking skills. Most of this material is evergreen, meaning you can go back into the archives and read an article from the 90s. A lot of the information is as true today as it was back then. So go through the archives, go through the current magazines, make a point of looking at the magazine section a couple times a month. It is going to help your Toastmasters journey. Yodlee. It is an artificial intelligence program. Toastmasters contracted with them about a year, maybe 2 ago. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you the opportunity to practice your speech, and it's going to look for certain parameters. It's not going to judge the quality, but it's going to determine, are you using too many words repeatedly, or are you using a lot of filler words? If you're afraid of table topics, which is our chance to practice impromptu speaking, they have a program that enables you to practice. It'll give you random questions and then give you the opportunity to ask, and then it will look for your speech patterns. It is on the Toastmasters website. You scroll all the way down. Again, it's a nice rainy day activity. Have some fun with it, play with it a little. And most importantly, the Toastmasters International website is where you're going to find Basecamp to navigate you through your Toastmasters educational program of pathways. Which leads me to number 4. Register for pathways. The example I use is, imagine enrolling in a college class and not buying the textbook. Can you take the class without the textbook? Yes. Can you pass the test by going to class? Yes. Will you do as well as if you don't get the textbook, or if you get the textbook, you're going to do much better getting the textbook. So register for pathways, go through the assessment, and it's going to give you a choice of 3 paths based on why you joined Toastmasters. If you already know what path you want to take, feel free to just check that one. But it'll take about 15, 20 minutes of your time to take the assessment. And from personal experience, it does a really good job of identifying which paths are right for you. The one thing is, no matter which path you choose, level 1 is all the same. Level 1 is just developing a strong foundation for Toastmasters. The first speech you're going to give is going to be your icebreaker speech. The whole purpose of that is just getting you up speaking in front of an audience and introducing yourself to the club. It's the easiest and the hardest speech you will ever give. It's easy because it's a speech about a topic you should know well yourself. It's hard because it could be your first public speaking experience in years. Other projects on level 1 are speaking with a purpose. Whenever you're giving a presentation, why are you giving that presentation? Also, using body language and vocal variety, and then also dealing with evaluations, how to both receive them and give them. So as you progress, each level does have a purpose. And I'm not going to get into too much on pathways. There are plenty of resources out there explaining it, but each project does have its own purpose. And if you're a new member, even though you have the ability to jump around, I highly encourage you, go in the order that they prescribe, because it is done there on purpose. You're learning, you're building upon the previous successes. Okay, next, number 5, check out the district websites. I know I have some people here from District 38 and some people here from District 66. Both are excellent websites. I am most familiar with District 38's website. It is a phenomenal resource. As I said, the Toastmasters International website, mountains of resources you could not go through in a lifetime. What we have done in District 38 is we have collected the best of the material. So, we've already weeded through, all the stuff that may or may not be relevant to the stuff that is most likely to help you in your Toastmasters career. Also, we're going to be, recognition of achievements. Members who have earned level awards, DTMs, clubs are celebrating anniversary. We want to make sure send positive reinforcements, because that's one of the cornerstones of Toastmasters is positive reinforcements. As I said, there's resources, the best of the best was, whether it's a new officer position, whether you're looking for contest information, it's all on there. Upcoming events, there are several calendars on there. That's how most likely you found out about this event. There's a district calendar. There's on the District 38 website and District 66 website, there's information about the upcoming conferences. This is where you go to find out what's going on in your district. And club officer training schedule. The new club officer training starts in June. This is going to be where you're going to find out, where the in-person trainings are, where the online trainings are. Check it out, and I'll talk more about officer roles momentarily. Number 6, this is the most important thing that I say in this presentation, is get involved. Joining Toastmasters will not help you. You need to get involved. And it's very easy to get involved. Number 1, attend meetings. Show up. What I encourage newer members to do is get a calendar, mark on your calendar when your club meetings are. And while some things may not be may be outside of your control, if your child has a play, Well, they really can't revolve that around Toastmasters. But as much of your life as you can revolve around Toastmasters meetings, because this is going to be a benefit to you. Get your spouses, get your family involved. Let them know that you're doing Toastmasters, that you're participating, and why you're doing it. They will reap the benefits on it just as much as you are. Participate in the meetings. Showing up at the meetings, that's great, but get involved. Do things. Give speeches. Take on roles. Every role that you at a Toastmasters meeting is beneficial. You're going to learn from it, and each time try and do a little bit better at it. Participate in table topics. Table topics by far is the most nerve-wracking activity in Toastmasters, but it is how we grow. So the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it, and the more comfortable you are going to be with being uncomfortable and learning to think on your feet. Attend district events. Attend district events. Both district conferences are coming up. It's not too late to register. Check out the district websites. Club officer trainings coming up in June. Attend that. Even if you're not a club officer, it is designed for club officers, but anyone is welcome to attend. Check out, when the contest season starts again next December, January, attend contests. The club is where you do a lot of the work, but there's a whole world of Toastmasters outside. The international convention is going to be this August. Well, it's going to be in Anaheim. If you can go, it is a phenomenal experience, but most of the presentations will be offered online for a fee. Check it out. You're going to see all the potential Toastmasters has. Evaluations. By far, evaluations are the most transferable skill that you get out of Toastmasters. If you're in any kind of management leadership position, if you're a parent, you need to give constructive evaluations. This is how you do it. You take give them good information and then let them know how they can improve, and you do everything in a positive manner. And I'm not saying if you're evaluating a speech, somebody goes, oh, you're wonderful, I wouldn't change a thing. No, I have never seen a perfect speech. There are always ways to make it better, do it differently, and it challenges you as an evaluator to come up with that. But one thing I have learned, and I learned it the hard way, is you cannot become a good evaluator without doing evaluations. It is a skill that you need to do regularly, because you start to look for certain things in speeches, and you have to be comfortable with giving people less than optimal feedback. So it is something you need to do regularly, and the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. Challenge yourself. I've seen people who have just joined say, well, I can't evaluate the speaker. Yes, you can. You have to give your opinion on the speaker. And your opinion is just that. It's what you think of the speech. I have evaluated speakers and given them suggestions. Somebody else had done an evaluation and they had the complete opposite reaction to it. But it's just giving the speakers a new perspective on how to, they could improve their speaking. And each project has a unique evaluation form because, as I said earlier, each project works on developing a specific skill. And I'm going to show you an evaluation if you haven't done one before. So this is the evaluation form for the icebreaker. And it's going to give the purpose statement. It's going to explain what the purpose of the evaluation, the project is, what skill it is working on. It may be a skill on how to use presentation software. It may be a skill on how to use body language and vocal variety. It could be at one of a number of things. General comments. It's going to be, what did you excel at? What did the speaker do really well? You want to give them the positives. Then give them some things they may want to work on. That maybe you notice they use certain words too much, or they didn't have a good organization. Whatever you think, give them some feedback then, and then challenge themselves. So, a skill, maybe, a new speaker, they may not be comfortable coming outside from the lectern. Maybe they stayed there. You may want to challenge them. Come out in front of the lectern, use your body language, use more of your voice skills. So give them some things to challenge them on. And then the next is just rating them on a scale of, from 1 to 5 on the different things like clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures. And then little comments on them. Doesn't need anything long, but just some comments on what you thought they did well. Did the audience seem engaged in their speech? Did they, were they like on the edge of your seats? Well, what happens next? Or could you look at the audience and the audience was losing interest? They were falling asleep. Try and put that in a nice way, but you want to just gauge the different things and give some feedback on it. And then the last page of the evaluation just gives some guide for what, each of those numbers represents. And again, this is, you're giving your opinion on what it is, and be honest with the speaker, because this is something that they can say, oh, I scored mostly 3s. Next time, let me get a mixture of 3 and 4s, because this is a gradual improvement. The one thing with this Toastmasters is you're not going to change overnight. It's evolutionary. It's not revolutionary. The changes will come slow, and the people around you will notice it before you do. Tip number 8, visit other clubs. One of the nice things about Toastmasters is that they allow the clubs to develop their own culture. One of my clubs, we meet in a bar restaurant. It's much different than a club that maybe meets in a library. We eat and drink during our meeting. A club that meets in a library, they may be more formal, but see different perspectives on what goes on. One of the advantages was having so many clubs virtual. Pretty much any hour of any day, there's a Toastmaster meeting going on somewhere in the world. You just need to look for it. Visit other clubs in other countries. Visit clubs across town, across your district. Get a different perspective on how things do differently. Agendas are different, and that's one thing as you visit clubs. There are the 3 main components to a Toastmasters meeting. There's the speeches, there's table topics, and there's evaluation. Different clubs do them in different order. I'm a member of 4 clubs. Each of them does it slightly different. Which is right, which is wrong, they're all work for the club. If it doesn't work for your club, see about changing it, but it's done there for a reason. You develop those skills. And you're going to learn, the different cultures of clubs. Some are more relaxed. Some are more like going to school. It's what the members want, and it does change over time depending on the composition of the members. Speech contest. We're at the end of the speech contest cycle. The districts are getting ready for their district finals right now. But the next Toastmasters contest season starts for most of the clubs in December or January at the club level. Get involved with it. For the international speech contest, you need to have a level 2. So if you're a new member, you may not have, you may only have done your icebreaker, not even that. 8 months, that is plenty of time to get your level 2. Just come up with a plan. But even if you have no interest in competing, become a functionary, become a timer, become a bell counter, get involved. And I would not have been district director if it wasn't for a speech contest. Even though I've never competed in a speech contest, the area director made an announcement that there's a speech contest coming up. I'm like, oh, let me check that out. I walk in and like, Joe, can you be timer? So that got me involved with people from the district. And one thing led to another. And 8 years later, I became district director because of the connections I made at speech contest. Or even if you don't want to get there, become a spectator. You're going to see some phenomenal speeches, and most of the contests are free to get into. So more details will follow later this year, but definitely look into the speech contest. And if you get a chance, watch the finals. Most of the previous international finals are on YouTube. Just Google Toastmasters speech contests. Number 10, and this is probably the most relevant this time of year, club officers. If you remember in the Toastmaster promise, I said one of your promises is become a club officer when called upon to do so. The Toastmaster year runs July 1st through June 30th. Most clubs have their officers serve from July through June. Clubs are always looking for club officers. The clubs are very autonomous. They run themselves with support from the district and world headquarters, but a lot of the governing is done at the local club level. There is training available, and as I said, it starts in June. Look at the different officer positions, which I'm going to mention momentarily. And no experience is necessary. Toastmasters is where you get the experience and you learn by doing, and you're going to have a support staff. With Toastmasters, all you have to do is raise your hand and people will be there to help. So I'm just going to go over the roles quickly. President, they're the CEO of the club. They're the leaders. They make sure all the other officers are doing their roles. They start and end the meetings with announcements. They are the contact point for the district. Club president is one of the positions that helped me develop my presence more than anything. Having to start the meetings, it really increases your confidence level. Vice President Education, the Vice President Education is in charge of setting the agendas for the meeting, making sure all the roles are filled, making sure newer members are assigned mentors, making sure that they're progressing through the Pathways project and they're getting their records updated regularly. Vice President Membership, they work with guests and give them the resources they need to become full-fledged members. Also work with the existing members to make sure they're getting the benefit out of Toastmasters that they want and help them renew their membership. Vice President Public Relations, make sure they're in charge of making sure that the club, people know the club is there. That, they publicize it, where our meetings are, when our meetings are, make posts on social media. LinkedIn is huge with, showing your skills of where a Toastmaster club is and getting people to come in the door. Treasurer, they handle the finances. It may be a little different at corporate clubs, but for community clubs, they collect the dues, transmit them to world headquarters. They handle the finances of the club, whether you need any supplies, you have to pay for a meeting room. Secretary, they're in charge of keeping the meeting minutes. And then they are also one of the Pathways base camp managers. Sergeant at Arms, I nickname the keeper of the crap. They safeguard all the club supplies that they need for meetings. Also ensure that there's a meeting place, whether it's a Zoom meeting or a physical location, making sure that they have the meeting room booked and ready to go and then set up for the meeting. So if you've listened to nothing else I have said tonight, get involved with Toastmasters. This is a learn by doing organization. And let me just take some of the suspense out. You will make mistakes. You will give a bad speech. That's okay. You're among friends. This is where you do it. You'll look back at it and laugh at it and learn from your experiences, but get involved, whether it's just doing table topics, taking on a role at a meeting, whatever it is, get involved. So my parting thing is a to-do list. Things to do. 1, register for pathways. I cannot emphasize that enough. It's like taking a college course and not buying the textbook. Ask for help. Ask for a mentor. Ask for, make Toastmasters friends. Ask for somebody to help you, not only at the Toastmasters, but ask support among your coworkers, your supervisor, your family. Let them know that you've joined Toastmasters and why you're doing it, and ask them to help support you. If you're in a corporate club and your meetings are an hour, it may take you 10 minutes before the meeting, 10 minutes after the meeting. Let your boss know. They will see the benefits of it many times over. That extra 20 minutes every 2 weeks, productivity is going to increase, and that's going to look like a really good investment. Same thing with your family. Ask for the support. I'm not making a guarantee, but most people who have embraced Toastmasters, who have worked the program, they have received significant raises within their first year. Your family is going to benefit from that. As I said, get a mentor, take on meeting roles, get involved. In the beginning, you should have a meeting role every time just to get involved. And just because you don't know how to do something is the more the reason you should be doing it. There are resources available. And if in doubt, Google is a Toastmaster's best friend. Give your icebreaker speech. You will never feel that you're ready for it. Work on it, prepare it, deliver it, learn from it. But once you get it behind your belt, it's going to make you feel really good. Expand your comfort zone. As I said earlier, if something scares you, that's more reason to do it. If you keep expanding your comfort zone enough, pretty soon you're not going to have any comfort zone left. You're going to say, whatever it is, I can take it. Explore opportunities outside the club. Once you get comfortable in it, look at taking on district leadership, area director, where you get to work with other clubs. Go visit other clubs, go to district events. But there is a whole world outside of Toastmasters. It is more than just the club. Visit your district website. Visit other districts' websites. There's some websites out there with really good information. So check out district websites. And lastly, I don't know if I said this before, but get involved. Just come to meetings, get prepared, and just embrace Toastmasters. And now we have time for some questions, if anybody has them, before I turn off the camera. Okay, well, I am going to stop the recording now.